What's up everyone, it's Scotty with MoneyVest. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss Tesla and give you guys an update because after hours on Friday, Tesla stock was up a little bit over 3.5%, close to 4% on the back of an amazing and massive tweet from Elon Musk related to robo-taxis, and that's exactly what we are going to discuss. And Cathie Wood also put together a price target of over $2,000 on Tesla by 2027. I was not able to cover that earlier because last week I was traveling, I was in London, so I was not able to catch up to everything that was going on. So this is going to be your entire update, fundamental, macro story-wise, as well as technical analysis on a Tesla. So as always, if you enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a like on this video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And the links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. And of course, getting access to all the members-only benefits and videos, members-only private videos. We've got over 45 videos that are specific to all the members. These are option tutorials, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, tutorials, and lectures where you can learn more. And also access all of our trade alerts and ideas and options alerts with the Discord link. Again, down below. The first week of the month is the best time to join. Now, Elon Musk basically mentioned this on April 6th. Tesla Robotaxi unveiling on 8/8, and that is going to be on August 8th. This is a pretty big deal because Tesla Robotaxi has been part of the overall equation for Tesla's premium valuation and the long-term vision of Elon Musk for a very, very long time. Apart from, of course, electric vehicles, autonomous driving, robotaxis have been another really big element of the overall picture, and that's exactly why Cathie Wood and of course a lot of Tesla community is more increasingly bullish and optimistic about Tesla's future long term, which is what we're going to discuss in this video. Now, before we move any further, I do want to address some of the comments from my previous video. I talked about this, Tesla stock about to go to bust, or 91% crashing coming. One specific person mentioned or commented that this was quote unquote clickbait. I specifically went over the exact report that was being talked about and discussed in that video. So whatever the title was the title of this video. But I do apologize, it was a little over the top, so I get where you guys are coming from. But like I said, there was no clickbait because we did talk about the exact same report from a Tesla investor who was short on the stock that we discussed, and I defunked the idea of Tesla going to bust. So in other words, it was quite the contrary because you guys know one of my biggest positions is in Tesla long term. I am a strong believer in Elon Musk's vision over the long term, so I would never short Tesla myself, but I was really defunking the overall report that was talking about Tesla going to bust because the balance sheets are very strong, the cash flow position is excellent for Tesla, and I kind of going over the idea that this will not happen. In other words, Tesla going to bust is a very, very low probable outcome, and a 91% crash, even though it is possible in the realm of all possibilities, probability-wise, it is really, really low. So just wanted to address that. I do agree it was a little bit over the top, but at the same time, it was not clickbait to get you guys to click, but simply a simple report that I was breaking down, which exactly did mention that Tesla stock could go to $14 or could go bust, which is exactly what we covered. So just wanted to address that as well. Now, this right here is Cathie Wood saying Tesla is the biggest AI project in the world. And again, if I title this video, Tesla stock to $2,000 or the biggest AI project, that would not be clickbait. We're literally going over the report right now from Cathie Wood. So as we know, Cathie Wood, of course, has been super bullish and optimistic for Tesla for a very long time. She was one of the first early believers in Elon Musk and Tesla as a company. Of course, then COVID happened and Tesla absolutely skyrocketed to her original target. And then, of course, now we're putting together a new target, which is, again, 1,000% increase, more than 1,000% increase from current levels, because $2,000 for Tesla today, from its current levels of where it's roughly around $160, $175, is going to be well over 1,000% increase, or over 14 times increase from its current levels. Now, basically, Tesla, in other words, Cathie Wood believes that Tesla sales are still under pressure because of the economy, but says that the affordability is going to rise this decade, and Wood predicts that between 75 to 85% of all new vehicle sales will be electric in 5 years, and Tesla shares will be trading at almost $2,000 per share because a lot is being baked into that valuation. So if you really consider Tesla's robotaxi initiatives, full self-driving, energy, robotics, a lot of those things are kind of being priced into the equation to get to that price target of $2,000 per share. But as you already know, that I am a very conservative investor, and I think most people should be conservative investors, because if you are really just banking on this idea that Tesla at one point is going to be trading at $2,000, then any price is going to be a great price. 400, 700, $1,000, doesn't matter. Any price is going to be a great price if you believe that Tesla is eventually going to get to $2,000 per share. But that, in my opinion, is a very, very optimistic and very sort of a aggressive way of investing, especially when you consider growth stocks. A much better way to look at is that growth companies and growth stocks can be invested in, but with a conservative approach, your margin of safety is going to be much higher, your margin of error is going to be much bigger, and your profit potential is also going to be significantly more, and you won't be risking as much at the wrong prices. So in other words, we'll get to that later in the video, but the idea is that yes, Tesla could get to $2,000, could increase by over 1,000% over the next 3 years. By 2027 is her target, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to, right? It's one of the possibilities of all the possibilities that are out there, because Tesla at $2,000 is essentially going to be valuing the company at over $6 trillion, which almost $7 trillion, which is a significant jump in a short period of time, and would probably make Elon Musk almost a trillionaire if it's going to increase by over, more than $1 trillion worth for Elon Musk. So that again is a very, very aggressive estimate, and kind of when you peel under the numbers, it kind of has to make sense as well. Now, this right here is a huge tweet from Tesla AI, which Sawyer Merritt also retweeted. He mentioned that Tesla owners have now cumulatively driven over 1 billion miles on FSD, a 50% increase in the last 90 days. And this right here is now starting to hit kind of like this parabolic increase in the overall FSD miles that are being driven on Tesla vehicles, approaching and crossing over 1 billion miles milestone. That is actually quite insane on how much data Tesla is collecting on the miles driven, which they can then retrain and of course use artificial intelligence and training models to generate a much better, more efficient FSD platform and service that they can offer to all of their customers and their users. This right here, EVs have hit the price parity with internal combustion engines in terms of the cost efficiency of EVs as well. You'll notice that Tesla Model 3 and Y are priced somewhere alongside the same range of $47,000, $48,000, $49,000 as they are with, let's say, some other combustion engine vehicles. And of course, they are becoming more and more efficient. And this right here is the vehicle price versus the addressable market. And this is really where we are, right? So this is still 5% of the overall addressable market for electric vehicles by price point. And this is still, again, very much concentrated in the US and China. The market is tremendous and huge when it comes to, again, the overall addressable market in terms of different price points. And this right here, again, is 55, sort of 20, a little bit over $40,000 is where we are. But of course, as you literally hit down the $25,000 mark or lower, so as you go a little bit more right on this axis, you take a look at how far up you go up on the y-axis, right? You pretty much almost 100% in terms of the addressable market. So really, Tesla needs to kind of hit that $25,000 mark vehicle, or again, $25,000 or lower, and that is going to be absolutely fantastic for Tesla vehicles, right? So that, of course, is going to unlock huge opportunity for Tesla long term, and at the same time, it's going to increase deliveries and revenues, and more importantly, a lot of the markets such as India and Southeast Asia markets where affordability is less, that is where a lot of the potential kind of lies for Tesla long term. So really, addressable market's huge. We're still not there yet when it comes to the pricing of those vehicles. 25,000 model is very, very important, along with, of course, all the other projects that Tesla has going on at the moment. Now, this right here is also one of the most important and one of the most sort of bullish charts for Tesla FSD and robotaxis in general. And you'll notice this is miles between crashes on surface streets only. So basically, how many miles does it take to actually have let's say a crash or an accident on surface streets? And you'll notice that, we've got some of the other companies, like national average is about 192 miles before we see a crash. And then again, that's due to human error. This right here is Waymo, 476. And this right here is human-driven Teslas, right? 588. So on its own, Tesla on the surface streets are more safe compared to other vehicles and other services out there. And then when you compare that to Tesla FSD, the data represents in 2023 3,200 miles, which is significantly, many multiples higher than the national average, the Waymo and human-driven Teslas as well. So in other words, Tesla FSD, of course, it needs to be 100% safe. It needs to be closer to 99-95% safe in order for people in general to trust FSD and, of course, robotaxis. And I actually saw a couple videos of people driving in their Tesla FSD. So this right here, FSD 12.3 is insane. This was from Sean Carney. I've been using it all over Austin, and in this clip, it gets off the freeway and merges 4 lanes for a quick right turn, which my wife doesn't feel comfortable doing. It's super smooth and really feels like a person. Robotaxi network could be here soon. So again, I watched this entire clip, and it was like almost a 2.5 minute clip. And there were a lot of turns and merges and lane changes that this vehicle was doing, which was, again, felt like an actual human being with absolutely no intervention whatsoever. And then, of course, if you move forward to some more videos, I actually saw a couple more that I'm going to be sharing in the Discord if you want to watch. But the idea is that it is becoming more and more smart, more intelligent, and more safe as Tesla FSD rolls on. And of course, robotaxis to be unveiled on 8/8. This is Tasha Keeney from ARK Invest. Basically mentioned that pay attention to this. Clearly, today's reporting and subsequent market reaction was yet another sign that I think many analysts are not factoring in the autonomy opportunity into Tesla price expectations. And we've previously estimated robotaxis could account for roughly 2/3 of Tesla's future enterprise value. And again, robotaxis is where the main bull thesis comes into play for Tesla long term. But as I mentioned before, I like to invest conservatively, right? I like to invest as if it's only an electric vehicle company, because a lot of these things, look, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to, talk down on Tesla or Elon Musk, but at the end of the day, a lot of these projects take time. A lot of them take a long time to actually come into fruition and be executed well. Tesla's going to be a never-ending project, right? It's a never-ending project, but it's going to go on for 10, 20, 30, perhaps even 40, 50 years, because as technology evolves and develops, there's going to be new and new launches and new projects. So there's no end date that I could put on for Tesla that, okay, on this date, everything's going to be materialized. Everything's going to be complete. Everything's going to be, done from an Elon Musk vision standpoint. Because right now it's FSD, robotaxis, tomorrow it could be something else, right? Another day it could be something else, a newer project, a better technology, a better something. So it's a never-ending project. So I don't feel comfortable putting on a date. Okay, I'm betting on this date, that this date is where everything's going to be complete, because a lot of the things have been pushed back so many times, right? So Cybertruck is a prime example. There's been so many models that have been pushed back into production. Delivery numbers have been pushed back. And not to mention, of course, robotaxis and FSD have come out with new versions, and it's not really fully developed yet, because like I said, it's a never-ending project. And for us to be aware of that, understanding of that, what we can be looking at is the today. Right? The present, the today. And that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm looking at the present, I'm looking at the today, and investing in Tesla based on what I have and know about the company today. All of this, everything that we are discussing today, like robotaxis and FSD, is all part of the future. If it materializes well, excellent. That's great. That is, like, I would not be more happy. Like, that would be amazing. But if it doesn't, I don't want to have that disappointment that, okay, my thesis, my entire bet was on the back of robotaxis and FSD, and it did not materialize, and now I'm stuck in this Tesla position of just selling electric vehicles, right? So really what I'm doing is I'm limiting my margin of safety. You could be very optimistic and bullish on all of this and the future. Invest with your own, of course, risk analysis and caution. But I'm just sharing what my approach is and has been over the years. I like to invest conservatively and have that upside and pleasant surprises in the future. Farzad also mentioned robotaxis will kill public transportation. In my estimation, Elon Musk responded, yes. This is a couple days ago. This is, again, huge deal, because public transportation is a big market, is a massive market when you look at, on a global scale. And if robotaxis and FSD can actually solve this and kind of crush the public transport market, then we're obviously talking big numbers here. We're talking like exponentially higher numbers than where it is today. But again, a lot of it are future problems that need to be executed well. This can be your thesis, but remember that it's not materialized yet. That's all I'm going to say. Like, this could be part of my thesis as well, but this is not what I'm betting on. That's the only difference that I want to address and make here, is that yes, it's got huge potential. Yes, the story is there. What's not there right now is the execution and the materialization of that revenue just yet. So invest based on what you know today and in the present. All of this could or could not happen. It's all in the future. Finally, I wanted to go over Elon Musk's analysis of how difficult it has been this entire journey. So it has been staggeringly difficult to make generalized self-driving work requiring all that you describe above and more. The investment in training compute, gigantic data pipelines, and vast video storage will be well over $10 billion cumulative this year. But this is nothing compared to the $250 billion in cars on the road with Tesla-designed AI interface computers being trained on by their drivers. So again, massive potential, huge upside here for Tesla potentially. So if you come over to Tesla, again, it's been selling off, obviously down a little bit over 3.6% here, just under $165. And as we have already discussed, I mean, this has been a very strong downtrend of lower highs and, of course, lower lows, and a massive support sitting roughly in the 150s for Tesla as well. So that right there is going to be that support level to keep in mind for the company. 150s is where Tesla starts to feel a lot more attractive just from an EV standpoint, not accounting for anything else. And that would be a price point where I would start to look at selling some cash secured puts on the company. But of course, after hours, it did rally higher on this news. So it pushed up a little bit over 3.8%. So we'll find out on Monday how the market responds to this news from Elon Musk and from Tesla. But resistance is going to stay put at 175, 177. All the way up to this red rectangle in the 200s to also keep in mind for this company moving forward. So, and again, a lot of people, tend to criticize in the comments or whatever, but I am bullish. I am long on Tesla, full disclosure. And I want the company to succeed. I want the company to do well, but I also want to give a very realistic and objective analysis on the company. I'll tell you if things are going well. I'll tell you if things are not going well. Delivery numbers were not so well because of disruptions in multiple different factories in for Tesla's gigafactories in China, in the US, and in Giga Berlin as well. So there were some disruptions, which is why delivery numbers were lower. Price cuts did compress the margins for Tesla, but long-term vision is still there on the basis of electric vehicles. And of course, everything else can be the cherry on top for Tesla to be multiple trillion-dollar company in the future. So hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. And of course, getting access to all the members only benefits, including all the private videos and trade alerts and trade ideas. And as always, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.